Hi, I'm recording today's sequence a little early so that you'll have it available to you during the holidays if you should need it. I think that one of the chief complaints I hear during the holidays is holiday indigestion. I ate too much. Oh, I am not feeling well. I shouldn't have eaten that. Generally, a lot of guilt over what we've eaten over the holidays. But let's try to move past that. What's done is done. We only get, a couple of times a year that we get to enjoy some of these special foods and special occasions with our friends and family. So add in all the stress of the holidays, we can usually expect a little indigestion. Today's sequence will be full of a lot of folds and twists to help improve the circulation through the body and move the energy and just to get things moving and to start to eliminate some of that stress maybe that we felt over the last couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll come to the top of our mats and we will start in a standing position. Just going to get right to it today. Standing tall at the top of your mat, the head and crown are tall. Feeling the length from the head all the way down to the toes. Shift your weight from the right to the left, back and forth until you start to feel the equilibrium between both sides, between front and back, maybe moving and leaning a little bit more into the toes. Just a very small movement. Maybe feeling yourself come back onto the heels just slightly until you even out that nice equilibrium through the body, feeling tall and strong in your mountain pose. Focus on the breath today as we inhale deeply into the belly and exhale. Draw the navel into the spine. Keep your breath even today as we inhale and exhale so that you get that nice massage of the internal organs. If your eyes were closed, go ahead and take them open. Inhale the arms up to the sky, and we'll make a forward fold Uttanasana, bending over the legs, bending just from the hips. This is our first fold of the day. You can go ahead and keep your knees bent. And relax forward as we allow the belly just to rest on the top of the thighs. Hands can touch the mat. Maybe clasping the elbows. We'll take a nice deep inhale here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it out. 2, 3, 4. On the next inhale, halfway lift for Ardha Uttanasana. Hands can just come to the shins. Exhale. One more inhale, lengthen from the crown to the tail. And then exhale, forward fold. Coming back into our Uttanasana, maybe feeling yourself coming in a little deeper. Perhaps straightening out the back of the legs just slightly. Leaning into the ball of the foot. On the next inhale, we'll come halfway up. Bend that left knee while you keep the right leg straight. The left hand stays on the mat and we twist. Open up to the right, lifting the right hand to the sky as you look to the right fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale. We'll take that on the left side. Start to bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. Bending the elbow, the wrist. Finally reaching the fingertips all the way up to the sky. Exhale, slowly twist. We'll take that 2 more rounds on each side. Inhaling up. Exhale as we come through center, and then inhale back up onto the left side. One more time, lifting the right side, right elbow, wrist, fingertips reaching for the sky. Switching last time on the left side. Exhale it down, returning to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift. On an exhale, we'll step the feet back into our plank pose. From here, lower the knees, lower the chest and the chin. Come up into your cobra. Elbows are slightly bent. Start to tuck the toes, push back into your first downward facing dog. Taking a moment in your downward dog, lift the tailbone up to the sky. Spread the shoulders across the side of the back. In your downward dog, we're going to take a twist. So start to put just slightly more of your weight into the right hand, and we'll come up onto the left fingertips. The left hand will reach until it takes maybe the outside of the right ankle. Take the gaze and shift so that you look slightly under the right shoulder. Maybe use the left hand to pull and draw yourself underneath your right armpit. Breathe. Release that left hand. Come back through your downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here before we take our twist onto the other side. Slightly shift the weight over into the left side of the body. Come up onto the right fingertips. If you want to just stay right here, that is completely fine. If you can take the full twist in your downward dog, shift, grab a hold of the left ankle, and maybe rotate your gaze underneath that left armpit. Drawing the navel up into the spine. Keeping that internal massage of the organs. Unwind, return to your downward facing dog. Very good. From downward facing dog, lift your gaze, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway's lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Chest lifts. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center in your mountain pose. We'll take one sun salutation. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift. Exhale, place the hands onto the mat. You can step or jump back. Lower through cobra or through your chaturanga and come to cobra or your upward facing dog. Push back into your downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale, the right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, draw it through and in between the hands. Come up for your high lunge on the right side. From your high lunge, turn the left toes out. Spin that leg out slightly and change into your warrior one. Sink into the hips, holding steady here. Shoulders away from the ears. Open up to warrior two, the right fingertips out in front of you as you open that left hip even further. Sinking down. Inhale, flip that right palm up towards the sky and come back into reverse warrior. On an exhale, we'll come through our extended side angle, either forearm to the top of the thigh or take it all the way down to the mat. From your extended side angle, let's straighten that top arm out. We'll go ahead and come through our Warrior Two pose. Take an inhale, straighten that right front leg. On an exhale, we'll flip that right palm to the sky and take a reverse triangle. On an inhale, come up. Bend that right knee once more as we come back into Warrior Two. Using this as our transition, we'll take the hands back up and alongside the ears, returning to our Warrior One. From Warrior One, take that back heel and lift it and come into your high lunge. From high lunge, we'll take a twist. And this time, the left arm goes out in front of you and the right arm goes back for a revolved warrior. A little balance challenge and a twist here. From your revolved warrior, flip the left palm. Start to lean back. Revolved, what would you call this? A revolved reverse warrior. Return from where we came, back into revolved warrior. Arms come back and in front of you as you're in your high lunge. From high lunge, we'll lower it down. Now your foot is in between both hands and you're in a runner's lunge. From runner's lunge, lower the left palm onto the mat. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. You're in an easy twist on the right side. Pausing here. From your easy twist, we'll take a Revolve Skandasana. I suggest taking that right foot and moving it about 6 inches backwards so you have a little more space to lower the hips. And from here, come onto the knife edge of both feet. Lowering the left hip towards the mat. Feeling a great stretch along the outside of both of the legs. On an inhale, push your left hip up. Come back into your easy twist. From here, lower that right hand towards the mat. We'll step the right foot back and vinyasa as we lower down. Come up into your upward facing dog or cobra and then push back into your downward facing dog. We'll do that all again on the left side. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale, draw it in between the hands. Inhale, come up to our high lunge on the left side. Catch your breath here. Check your shoulders, make sure they're not creeping up towards the ears. Tailbone should be just slightly tucked as you draw the navel in. Make sure you're still breathing. Turn those right toes out as you come into Warrior One on the left side. Inhale, exhale, open up to Warrior Two. Maybe sink a little deeper in the hips. Keep that left knee pushing outward. Don't let it fall. Flip the left palm up towards the sky and then come back into your reverse warrior. Staying low. On an inhale, come through Warrior Two. Maybe take the left forearm to the left thigh for your extended side angle or drop all the way to the mat. The right arm is alongside the right cheek. Straighten that right arm up towards the sky. Lift the torso. Come back into your Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, we'll reverse from where we came. Bring the arms a alongside the ears once more. You're in your warrior one. Maybe adjust the legs slightly. Come up onto your toes. You're now in your high lunge position. From high lunge, we'll take a reverse warrior. So now the right palm goes towards the front of the mat, and the left hand comes back behind you. From here, we'll reverse our revolved warrior. What a mouthful. So flip the right palm up towards the sky and lift the chest as we stay twisted, and maybe practice our balance a little bit in this pose. On the next inhale, come back to your revolve warrior. Exhale, hands alongside the ears, back in your high lunge. Inhale here, and then exhale, the hands plant onto the mat. You're in your runner's lunge. Maybe step the left foot out just slightly. Right palm comes to the mat as you lift the left arm up to the sky for easy twist. Easy twist might not be feeling so easy right now, but make sure that you're drawing that navel in. And you're feeling a nice twist along the spine. Just through the thoracic. We're not jarring the lumbar spine here. We're keeping the legs strong to protect our low back. From our easy twists, like we did before, we'll revolve our Skandasana. So draw that left foot back about 6 inches to make room for your hips to fall and release towards the mat. On the next inhale, lift that hip up to the sky. Bring the toes back up to their easy twist position, facing the top of the mat. And then bring the left hand to the top of the mat. Step that left foot back as we chaturanga lower. And then inhale to our upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into our downward dog. From downward dog, either step or float your way to the mat, top of the mat, and lower into your half or forward fold. Inhale, the hands all the way up to the sky, drawing them through heart center. One more sun salutation, lifting the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, up. Exhale, pushing into your downward facing dog. Fantastic. From downward dog, we'll roll through and come into a plank. In your plank pose, we're going to take some knee to elbow exercises here. So little ab exercises just to build up energy and to get some circulation going in the body. I'm sure you're feeling it already, but we'll build even more in the core. So lift the right toes and draw the right knee to the right elbow, and then right knee to the left elbow. Right knee back over to the right, and then step it back to plank. We'll do that on the left side. Left knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow, return to the left elbow, and then back to plank. All right, 4 more sets on each side. Right knee to right elbow, right knee to the left elbow, right knee to right elbow, and back to plank. Left knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow, return to the left, back to plank. Right knee to right elbow, right to the left elbow, back to the right elbow, back to plank. Left side to the left elbow, left knee to right elbow, left knee back to the left elbow, back to plank. Really good. This time, right knee to the right elbow, right knee to the left elbow. Hold here. Extend that left foot out, and we'll come into our fallen star pose. Left leg comes through as you lift the left hand up to the sky. Hips reach up high, pushing through that right hand. Right shoulder should be on top of the right wrist. One big inhale, and on the exhale, we'll take that left hand back to where it was. Lift that right foot. Bring the right knee back to the left elbow. Right knee back to the right elbow. And then step it back to plank. We'll do that on the left side. Left knee to the left elbow. Left knee to the right elbow. This time extend the left foot underneath the right arm. I'm running out of room here, so I'll have a little modified falling star myself. But extend that leg out as much as you have room for. Lifting the right fingertips to the sky for a falling star on the left side. Really good. Start to roll back over. Take the right hand down. The left knee comes back to the right elbow. Left knee over to the left elbow. Back to our plank. From plank, start to lower, bend the elbows. Maybe bring the knees to the mat and allow yourself to come all the way onto the mat. Really good. Little time out here to fix my mic. There we go. They haven't made a perfect mic yet, so at least I haven't found one. If you have a mic that you love, you can leave me a comment below. So we're on our mat, on our stomachs. We're in our Sphinx pose. Just a nice, gentle back bend on the abdomen, placing a slight pressure on the front of the abdomen to help give those organs just a little nudge, a little love. In your Sphinx, keep the chest tall. The feet are spread a little wider than hip width behind you. And you feel the elbows draw towards your body, even though they're not moving, but you feel that sensation of drawing the elbows towards the body as you press the forearms firmly into the mat. From Sphinx, we're going to roll onto our left side. And as we roll onto our left side, we'll come onto our back so that both of the shoulders are touching the mat. So we are in a spinal twist here. We just kind of came right into it. If you have the room, you can keep your top leg, your right leg, straight, and maybe take a hold of your right toes. I'm a little limited in my space, so I'm just going to take a hold of my right thigh and give myself a little, just a little weight on the top of my right thigh to help aid in my twist. From here, you can also bend that left leg, maybe take a hold of the left foot with your right hand. And now you're in what we like to call cat pulling its tail pose. So you're almost like pulling on two parts of a ribbon, feeling that twist. And this is where if you lost any of that quality breath that you had when we started, the nice deep belly inhales, the full exhale, come back to that right now and keep that even for as long as you can tolerate it, whether it's a 4-count breath, 6-count breath, just as long as you aren't forcing the breath through the poses and you're not holding and we don't feel a struggle. We just want the even balance between the inhale and the exhale. Release the left toes. You can straighten out that left leg. Start to roll back onto the belly and come through center. We'll come back into our Sphinx pose just for a moment before we take that on the opposite side. Notice any difference you feel here just by holding that twist. Fantastic. I'm going to shift just a little more to my side so I have a little more room. You can start to turn onto your right side so that your shoulders are completely flat on the earth. Now the left leg is crossed over the right. Maybe taking your left leg out long. You can maybe take a hold of the toes or the outside of the left foot. From here, you can bend that right foot. Maybe take a hold of that right foot with your left hand. This could be a great place for a strap too, if you can't reach either one of the feet. Start to release that right foot with the left hand. Instead of rolling onto our stomachs this time, we'll just continue and roll onto our back. So your head is at the top of the mat. This time, draw both of the knees in for a kneaded chest pose. Head, neck, and shoulders lift off the mat as you squeeze the knees in tightly. From here, lower the head, neck, and the chest so that the shoulders are resting firmly onto the mat. We'll keep the right knee drawn into the chest. Allow the left leg to go out long for a half wind releasing pose. And if you are struggling with bloat or indigestion or gas, this is a good pose. It's named that way for a reason. So if you can do this before bed, it's a nice relaxing pose to take any time of the day. Before bed is very nice. Release the right leg, extend that out long, and you can take the left hand to the top of the left shin, right hand just above the ankle. Draw the left knee in for our wind release pose on the left side. Release the left knee. You can draw both of the feet towards the mat so that the soles of the feet are planted. And we'll come into our non-double asana, our happy baby pose. So the feet come up so that the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling. And the hands come to the outside edges of the feet. If you can't reach the outside edge of the foot, you could also grab a hold of your legging or even just take your shin. Whatever feels the best for you today. And then start to draw the knees back and down in towards the armpit. The spine should be flat onto the mat. Release the feet down, and we'll come into our bridge pose. Start to peel the hips off of the mat. Walk the shoulders underneath you, making a little bit more space. Feel the knees drive towards the front of the room as you keep the hips lifted, making length through the top of the thigh. The front of the neck is relaxed. Just a nice space between the chin and the top of the chest. One more inhale, and on the exhale, start to slowly release it down. Widen out the shoulders to make room for the spine as you roll all the way down and you flatten out onto your mat. From here, you can either return back into a bridge pose or you can join me for Plow Pose. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, start to tuck the knees. Help to push yourself up and over by pressing the hands into the mat, and then go ahead and take the hands to the back of the tailbone to provide some support for yourself in your Plow Pose. Maybe straightening the legs or having a slight bend in the knee. From your Plow Pose, we'll release and start to lower down. If you'd like, you can try to keep your legs straight for as long as possible and try to keep them as close to the top of your body as you lower down, making this a very challenging type of a forward fold, a very active forward fold. Slowly lowering until the back of the tailbone connects with the mat. And from there, you can bend the knees and allow the feet to rest to the mat. Take the legs out one at a time. We'll come straight into our Shavasana, or our corpse pose. Allow the feet to turn out and the hands to open up, palms up towards the sky. As we step into our full-on relaxation part of the sequence. Be so excited that you hit play today, that you decided to make this choice to not just be a bystander in your own body. Take action. If you feel that something is a little off, try to do something about it. Notice any difference you might feel, any warmth, any sensation you feel in the body after taking this time to do this sequence. And if you came here because digestion was an issue that you were having an issue with, maybe you're feeling a little better. Maybe just the act of doing exercise and letting your mind focus on something else, maybe that can take the stress out just slightly enough so that overall we feel more healthy. As you continue to relax in your Shavasana, take your focus, start at the crown of the head. Notice any sensation, any sort of tightness at all that you have in between the eyebrows. Feel it start to melt. Picture a radiant gold light reaching you between your eyebrows. Feel the warmth of that light start to energize your body and to radiate, starting from the crown of the head. That golden warmth, relaxing any fine lines throughout the forehead, any tension that you feel within the jaw or the cheeks. Create softness along the side and the front of the neck. Warmth in the chest and the shoulders as they sink down and become one with the mat. The muscles in the forearms relax deeply. You travel down through the body. You reach the abdomen and the navel. Picture the colon unwind. Create space within the abdomen. See that space open. And relax. Feel the muscles around the navel soften. Take that gentle, relaxed feeling and notice how it travels down through the legs, the tops of the thighs, the hamstrings. Lengthen. The calves, all the way down to the toes. A complete softness. We'll stay here and breathe for about a minute or longer if you would like to stay on your mat longer today. And whenever you are ready, you can start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Maybe draw the hands together. Give them a quick rub to create warmth and heat. Take the palms and bring them over the tops of the eyes. Just warming up the face, washing the face in this heat. As you start to blink open the eyes, you could roll over onto your right side or wherever you have space and push yourself up into a seated position. And we made it. You're through the holidays, or if you're doing this at any other time, you're just through your day and you took the time to relax and to twist it out with me during this yoga sequence. I'm glad you came and hit play. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you want to ask any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you have. I hope you have an amazing day. Take it easy. Bye.